Good day to each and everyone. I am Siguril Mark Stephen Frias, currently a third-year criminology student from Section Alpha. My chosen topic is all about the general nature and definition of human rights. What is Miranda Doctrine? And lastly, what are the rights of person during custodial investigation? First, the general nature and definition of human rights. Human rights are inherent to all human beings, regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, or any other status. It allows us to develop and use our human qualities, intelligence, talents, and conscience to satisfy our needs. Examples of human rights include the right to life and liberty, freedom from slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression, the right to work and education, and many more. Everyone is entitled to these rights without discrimination. Human rights are inherent in their nature in the fact that it is not granted by any person or authority. It is fundamental because it gives meaning to life and dignity of men. Human rights are inalienable. It cannot be taken away from us. It is imprescriptible. It cannot be lost even man fails to use or assert them. Human rights are indivisible. It cannot be denied. It is universal because everyone has the authority to enjoy such right. Traditionally speaking, human rights are being enjoyed by every person as of today. We have the right to life, the right to liberty, the right to do everything we wanted to do in accordance with the law. Second is, what is Miranda Doctrine? The Miranda Doctrine is a legal doctrine that requires an arresting officer to inform arrested person about his rights. Miranda Doctrine contains 4 statements informing a certain rights, including the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Must be read to the suspects immediately upon being detained. Arresting law enforcement officers must, through this warning, also provide comprehensible information that informs suspects of their Sixth Amendment, the right to legal counsel or attorneys, and that they may legally refuse to provide information that could be used against them in court. In other words, criminal suspects, upon being detained, have the right to abstain from answering questions. This provides an accused person with opportunity to end any interrogation that has begun and to request an attorney's presence. Miranda warning were established due to an U.S. Supreme Court case decision, the case entitled Miranda versus Arizona. It involved a man who was arrested for armed robbery at a bank. The man signed a written confession to the robbery, in addition to the kidnap and rape of a woman a week before the robbery. He was found guilty of the armed robbery. However, there was an appeal of the case where the man asked the court to reconsider its determination. The reason for man's appeal was based upon an argument that he did not know he had the right against self-incrimination. In other words, he did not understand that he had the right to silence. The Supreme Court held that the Miranda rights must be read to a person in custody prior to police questioning. The man ultimately was found guilty and went to jail. Because of this law is highly requiring every law enforcer to practice and state the Miranda Doctrine in arresting a suspect or criminals. Lastly, the third one. What are the rights of person under custodial investigation? First, the right to be informed of his rights. Second, the right to remain silent and to be reminded that anything he says can and will be used against him. The right to an attorney or to counsel, preferably of his own choice. If not, one will be provided for him. Fourth, right against torture, force, violence, threat, intimidation, or any other means. Fifth, rights against secret detention place, solitary, incommunicado, or other similar form of detention. These rights is in accordance with the Republic Act 7438, an act defining the rights of person arrested, detained, and under custodial investigation. It is still being practiced by the police officers because the law requires them to execute their duties properly, otherwise they will face administrative cases. And that would be all. Thank you.